Hey Stampers, I'm going to give you the instructions for making that basic box that fits a pressed petal journal. So what you're starting out with is 2 pieces of paper that are just this size. This is 7 1/4 by 7 1/2, and you're going to score them both the same way. You're going to score them at 7/8 of an inch, and on the 7 1/2 inch side you're going to do 6 5/8. Then you're going to turn it and score it 7/8 of an inch again. And then this is the 7 1/4 inch side, so it's only 6 3/8. Okay, and so again you're going to have 2 that are scored identically. Alright, and then we're going to choose the 7 1/2 inch side on one of these pieces. It doesn't matter which one, of course, they're identical, and you're going to cut off these 2 squares on either end of one of the 7 1/2 inch sides. So let's just trim those off real fast. Okay, so now it's missing those 2 pieces, and what we're going to do is add some adhesive to that. I'm just going to use my tear and tape. It's a good strong adhesive. You want something stronger. When you're making this box for real, I would probably use 2 pieces there, but we're just doing this quickly to show you what to do. So then you're going to adhere that to this 7 1/2 inch side. I was just measuring to make sure it was on the same side. You don't adhere it there. You're going to line it up just like this, so it's right there in that spot where you cut it off from. Okay, so now you have one long piece, and you can go ahead and fold all those score lines. You might use a bone folder for that, just to make sure you get good score lines. So at this point now, what I'm going to do is pause the video, and I'm going to notch each of these little tabs on these long sides the way that these 2 are notched here. I'm going to do that for all of those tabs, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, I've notched all of these except one, and I wanted to show you how I was doing that because I'm going to cut that straight up along that side piece and then come over on the tab piece, and I'm going to cut just a tad more off to sort of notch that. You see how that is, and then this little piece comes off. So I've done that on all of my tabs. There's 3 on each side. Okay, so you're going to do that for all of your tabs. And next, what I'm going to decide is which is going to be the top of my box and which is going to be the bottom. It doesn't matter which side you choose. I'm just going to think about this. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to choose this side to be the top of my box. So I'm going to use my circle punch. This is just optional, but I'm going to try and center that just visually and punch a little. Oh, that really popped up. Punch a little piece out there so that they'll be able to tell where to open the box. Okay, so now I'm going to pause my video again, and I'm going to go and put some tear and tape adhesive on all of these tabs so I can adhere my box together. Be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I have my tear and tape adhesive on all 4 of these. 4. There are obviously 6 because there's 3 on each side. So then we're just going to remove that adhesive. You don't have to remove them all at once. You can just remove them as you're going to use them. I'm going to do this carefully. And just take them all off at once. Now, because this is the top of my box, and where I've put that notch, I want these tabs in the middle to attach to the top of my box and not the bottom. I want this flap free on the bottom of my box. So I'm going to attach these first. And now I've done a little playing with this, and it works better if you don't make this a real tight. You don't want to loosen this up any, okay? So I'm just going to make this sort of a loose. I'm not going to take it quite all the way to the edge. Don't put that in there real tight. Make that a little loose. There we go. Okay, and the same thing here on the, this is the top of my box. The same thing. Don't make that, whoops, I don't want it like that, but I just don't want it real tight. I want a little bit of room left there. See, if I put it real tight, that would be real tight, but I'm not doing that. I'm leaving a little room there to play with, okay? So then that's going to make it easier for our box to close. Now this is the bottom of our box, and this has to fit over that. So on these I am going to make it a pretty tight fit. Actually, I'm going to make it really tight. This will make our box close better, so make it really tight. Push that in there pretty good, and then you'll have a little bit. Can you see how that is? There's a little extra there, and I'm just gonna clip that off with my paper snips. And you'll do that on both sides, because you're gonna have a little bit hanging off because you've made that so tight. You see, it's just a little sliver. And you're just going to cut those little slivers off with your paper snips. And then, so that was the bottom of our box. And then when you go to close it, it's going to close easier. If you don't do that, your box is tighter, and it's still tight, but you're not distorting your box to get it closed if you make that a little looser and then this really tight. So these are a little looser, and those are a little tighter. So, there you go. Then that just fits over that. But, well, obviously, those have to go inside. And your box fits together like that, okay? Now, once again, this box is for the Pressed Petals journal. It fits right inside. Sorry about that noise. And then this is one that I made that I have already decorated. So, it fits together like that, and the Pressed Petal journal fits perfectly inside that, and you're ready to give it to someone. So if you have questions, leave them in the comments below, or you can always email me, joanne@therockpaperscissorsstudio.com. Thanks. I hope to stamp with you very soon.